Sacred sites in Malta. There are absolutely lots and lots of sacred sites in Malta. So my journey over there took us to the Hypogeum. And if you've not been, I suggest you go because it's quite incredible. The Hypogeum is an underground burial chamber that they discovered in the early 1900s. So when I went to the Hypogeum, my nervous system reacted virtually immediately. And I knew it was a reaction to the energy and not my nerves. I just hoped that I wouldn't fall over when I was going under the ground into the experience. So we listened to the history, and again, a voice in my mind just simply said, this is their interpretation of events and keep an open mind. So we descended into the dark chambers of the so-called burial ground and listened to the audio, which created more questions than answers. And I'm a great believer in following what I feel rather than what I think and I am being told. So when I did, I asked the temple to help me not get lost in the story that I was being told, but to find my own experience in the now. And I got a feeling that these black holes that I could see were almost like portals in the earth. You couldn't see anything. It was like looking out into the universe through these black holes. And that's exactly how I found it. And internally, I started to realize I was opening internal portals within me to access more information. My intuition was becoming more heightened. I was more sensitive. The energy there was really, really quite intense. And I noticed on the wall that there were some markings, and the markings were hexagons with a spiral in the center of them. And when I asked my internal guidance what this was all about, they were saying that the hexagon has an amazing way of creating a vortex of energy, and that if I focused my mind's eye on that hexagon, it would take me into another dimension, which is exactly what I did. And I started to have the realization that there are many bands of frequencies where there are consciousness on this planet. And the spiral sensation made me go a little bit dizzy. And during the experience, internally, I became aware that Saturn had this hexagon or a link to what it was. And I know Saturn is a planet, or the teacher planet. And I remember thinking, well, I'll do a little bit of research when I go home and see if Saturn has got anything to do with it. And sure enough, I found images that suggest that Saturn has a hexagonal shape on the top of it, which is made from gases. So yeah, it was really, really quite interesting. There was lots more that I learned, but it helped me open my mind. And I feel that these ancient sacred energies have been used productively by the ancients with a lot more knowledge than what we have available to us at the moment. And by visiting them, it is almost like they're expanding my knowledge or your knowledge of what is real and what is not real, and how there are many possibilities that there are maybe other frequency bands outside the frequency band of our human experience that is also happening in this time and this place on Earth. So more questions.